What's going on? Tim Vaughn with Tim Vaughn Outdoors here. Today I want to share something I've been meaning to talk about for a while, but I wanted to make sure it was what I thought it was before I talked about it. And that's the battery I've been running for the 2024 season. That is this Relion RB24 V52. I've been using it to power my Newport NK180 Pro, and I've been very impressed. I've put this sucker through lots of miles, lots of trips across several states, and it's held up very well. Now, if you watch the channel, know anything about me, you probably know I've been a huge advocate for LiTime batteries. And I was for a while. But early on in the 2024 fishing season, some problems started bubbling to the surface. And to be completely honest, I want to talk about those problems and be completely transparent about why I decided to make the switch from LiTime to Relion specifically. So, I was pumped to run LiTime. I got what seemed like an incredible battery at an unbeatable price. And for a while, that held true. Honestly, at one point, I didn't understand why there was such a big price gap between lithium battery companies. But as the saying goes, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. So let's walk through some of the events and specific frustrations I had that led to me switching from LiTime batteries. So the first is very simple, and it has to do with the fact that LiTime, unlike Relion, is an entirely Chinese-based company. That means that time zones are significantly different, and there's a barrier when it comes from native English speakers to non-native English speaking, and it led to some problems. It led to some problems where miscommunications happened. It led to some problems where I wasn't able to answer questions like I wanted to because I didn't have that support. So that was the first kind of frustration, but ultimately was not the reason why I decided to switch. If I have a battery that's dependable, I can put up with a lot, right? Because I like to fish. But it quickly came to my attention that there might be some quality control issues. First happened with a personal friend of mine who trusted my recommendation, wanted to support me, and bought a battery in early 2024. Within 2 months, he was sending that battery back for replacement. 2 months. And he bought it because I told him to. Then another friend, several months after, bought a battery on my recommendation and my reviews and went to Texas to fish a tournament. Excited about it, right? He paid an entry fee. He paid lodging, he paid for fuel, he slept away from his wife, and practice was fine. Come tournament morning, his battery did not work. Traveled all that way from Oklahoma, northwest Oklahoma, to Lake Fork, Texas, and it didn't work. A lot of testing went into that, and they ultimately, LiTime, provided him a new battery saying there was a problem with how the battery was charging. But even though he got a replacement battery, I started to wonder if I could continue to recommend these products in good conscience. And honestly, this kind of stuff that was beginning to build up, I couldn't ignore. So I started looking into other battery companies. While I was doing this, I'll be very transparent that I had an agreement with LiTime that paid me a very small percentage of the customer sales that I generated. So if you used my link or my code, I got a percentage of that. Now, it came time to do a little payout with them, and it wasn't a significant amount of money, but I went to pay it out. And because of that communication error, that non-native English speaking situation, they paid it out to a friend of mine named Tim, who used my code instead of me, who recommended, these people to buy it. And that was the final straw. I already probably couldn't do it, and it was just kind of the thing that pushed us over the edge, and it was time to start looking into something else. So, into Relion. Now, why Relion? I looked into companies, and I really wanted companies that were U.S. based, had a recommendation, or had a history of good customer service and a great warranty. That's Relion. Relion has all the advantages of a traditional lithium battery. It's super light. It's dependable. It has very, very little to no maintenance. You can expect it to last 3,500 charges, and it's got a 10-year warranty with 7 of those full replacement guarantee. So I made the switch. Guys, I want to put my name and trust behind a company that has a great reputation, and that's Relion. I've not had one issue with this battery. Not one, and I've put it through the ringer. As I've said, I fished in Texas this year, Oklahoma, Arkansas, all over the place. And it, along with my NK180 Pro, have been amazing. So that's why I decided to make the switch. I hope this helps if you're kind of on the fence about a premium battery versus a budget battery, and maybe gives you some context into why there is some discrepancy in pricing between these truly legitimate United States brands and other companies. Please share your experiences down below. Drop me some comments. Tell me your favorite battery. Tell me some horror stories. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you've had a LiTime for 5 years and not a problem. But as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one.